Hi, it's Karen.
And Tim.
And welcome to our craft house.
Yes.
Tour today. We'll see if this works. We're not sure. Tim is going to try to be steady. And I'm going to try to talk loud since I won't be really close to the camera. But over the years, many people ask if I would show my craft room. And I've always thought, I don't have this craft room with all this matchy. I've never had a setup like that. So I just haven't wanted to do it. And then I thought, it's good to do it this way. We're kind of make-do people, and this is how we live our life. So you're always welcome here in our craft house. This is our main room. We've just entered in. This is where it all happens. I love this room. I just feel like I'm in a cabin this was an add-on. Our house was built right after World War II. All the houses in Richfield were in the oldest suburb of Minneapolis. And in the 60s and 70s, a lot of people added a family room in the back. So that's what this is. And it is our main room, our table. I've got all my new stuff out to work on.
Okay.
So this is where we live.
I was thinking we were on the wrong website because nobody was coming, but now there's people.
Okay, so we're going to start with, if you look in the corner here are my ink refills. They're on spice racks attached to the wall. And then this is a shelf we have had forever. I've repurposed it for stamping. I just love it. It's really deep. I keep my current stamp set, so now all the new stuff that I have that's on the table will be coming to the front here because that's what I will work with.
What's that tray for up there?
Oh, I'll show you that. And I have extra stamps then in the back and in the other room. Up here, this is my go-to. I always have projects working on here so that I can sit in my recliner and work, and it keeps everything in. There's nothing in it right now because when the grandkids come, my stuff comes out and we put in kinetic sand and construction vehicles. So that's what's in it. It's still a little sandy.
So that was a day ago.
So it is multi-purpose, and that's why it's empty now. Otherwise, you would see my latest project down there. And it just stores up here. This is how I organize my stamp pads. This is thanks to Kathy Seal. She came over with her young granddaughters and put this together for me. I wouldn't know how to do this, but she did it. These are containers that picture frames would come in like at IKEA. She just picked them up. They just get rid of them. They recycle them or whatever. And she asked for them. And she assembled all this together. And how cool is that? And then in the front, I can keep piercing tools, things I want out of the hands of the young ones, and just other stuff.
But I can reach them.
Yes.
So I can use them.
And you see we have the same setup for the punches. So all of this is from picture frame holders. You can maybe see that. So picture frames, you can see how they're bendable, but they're all in there. They're all just held in there. Just a little cardboard to hold them together. So I just love that. This is what I do with my paper scraps. I have, this is what you put in a kitchen for under storage. So this is In Colors Designer Series paper scraps. This is white vanilla. And then the others are, subtles. They're just I just keep them in the same earth tone subtles, regals and brights. So they're just in there. And then aside from that, I just have a bunch of bins, little bins to put things in. And then here's another, this is another kitchen storage thing. That's where I have my ribbon, and I just attached it right to the side of my shelf. So that's kind of all put together right there.
And that's my kitchen, but we'll go there later.
We'll go there later. And this is my paper. I wanted to show this. I got this many, many years ago from Sam's Club. But for my 12 by 12s, you can see I took this is a set of shelves that we had in our house. I just turned it on its side. And that's where I keep overflowing. That just works. That's what I mean by just kind of taking what we have. And now I have to explain, because I do have a couple of nice pieces in here. So I have a fun story to tell. About 3 years ago, I've had Monday Mavens for a long time, because I used to rent a church here, and during the school year, we would have big events with 60, 70 people, and everyone would do 10 cards. So I had these Monday Mavens. They'd come help me prep all the kits. So I don't know, it must be 3 years ago now, I think. It was the end of May. It was the first year that we'd had these Monday Mavens, and it was a small group then. It was like 4 people. So we took them out to eat, just at my burger down here after our last day in May. And I just said, you know, I'm not renting the church for the summer, so we can take the summer off. And Ellie Spencer, one of the women, says, well, Karen, you were talking about getting some better storage, you know, for all of your stuff. You know, maybe we could do that this summer. And I said, well, I could get stuff at IKEA, but I wouldn't know how to put it together. And she goes, I do. And then she says, okay, so I'm blaming this all on you, Ellie. And then she said, but, you know, if you're going to do that, wouldn't you want to paint first? Because if you look at, this was dark brown paneling.
And I loved it. I loved it.
Tim, well,
I objected.
well, I don't think he objected to the color.
Yeah,
he
the
just
work.
said this was the most expensive lunch I've ever treated
Yes.
people to because of what it led to.
Yes, absolutely.
A summer of work, and Tim didn't want to take on this work. But so Judy Lagro's sitting there and she goes, oh, I'll paint the middle. I love to paint. I'll paint the middle. I just won't go up in a ladder or down below. And Ellie says, I'll climb a ladder. And I said, okay, I'll scoot my butt around. So the three of us painted this room in 3 levels, which was really fun. And then Luann Blade came over and finished all the pieces of the parts that we didn't do. So that was amazing. And we tore down the heavy drapes. And anyway, opened this up. It's wonderful. It's light. And I bought these 2 IKEA things. And Ellie Spencer and Jennifer Hunstead, another Monday Maven, put them together for us. So this is my little cutting thing. And in here's storage. And over here, all of this is storage. So now I have lots of storage, and yet it looks nice. And I know what's in the baskets. They're not labeled, but I know what each one is.
That's all of my post office stuff in there. So
I'm just letting you know, I can't see
Stamps
comments, so I'm going to have to go on afterwards because Tim is following me around, and he wouldn't keep up with the reading. So we're going to focus on this and read comments afterwards. But we would love to have you come visit if you're ever in the area. Oh, we got to show our welcome to the back porch. See, we have this little sign up there. And
what else is important in this room? Is Karen.
Tim's favorite.
The prominent.
You tickle me. See, we put a little storage wherever. This is a broken desk that was missing its front piece, and I thought, ooh, that's perfect for my storage. So we took that. And I do want you to notice our 2 chairs here.
Yes, please do.
I thought this is just kind of interesting. You can guess which chair is whose. This is both
Okay,
of our
this
chairs
is where
of choice.
this is where the King Tim rests, and this is where Karen sits.
Tim likes to sit on a straight back chair. That is his chair of choice, and I sit here. So
It's true.
it's just kind of an interesting thing. Okay, we'll go into the next room.
Karen's computer on a tray.
Oh, and up here, oh look, we still have Easter bubbles up here, so I'm finish all of it, and bins of cards. Our little room off to the side here is my mega cutter. This is where I do my major cutting. And the printer. See, this is what I mean by a craft house. And we have stuff stored in there. And just lots of things that I've either made and family items. So just kind of a oh, and another picture. Tim's the one who puts the pictures on.
Turn the light off, please.
Turn it off. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to show there.
Okay, that's, yes, back when we got engaged. Oh my goodness. The long hair we both had.
Yep.
Okay, Tim likes showing. Okay, let's go over here.
Yes, here.
Some of Tim's books, but this isn't anywhere the beginning of it. And then also our mailing center, all of our mailing stuff here. Tim would love to do a walkthrough of each book, but we're not going to do that. And then this is our printer and mailing supply and where the card kits go out from. So this is kind of the mail room, I guess. Okay, and now we're going to walk through Tim's kitchen. And I know we showed this once before, but this came with the house, believe me. I would not have allowed buying this and putting it up. But this is when Tim knew
this was
my
my
house
house
for us.
Yes.
Because he loves cooking. So, so this is where Tim hangs out. And where he does his journaling, and he's got all of his roosters. Is he holding pretty steady? I have no idea. If this doesn't work, we tried.
This is my sanctuary.
That's what he loves. He's got the morning sun, and he just loves
And my roosters,
starting
Karen.
his day there.
Karen, my roosters. Roosters, rooster cards, rooster calendar. Look at that. I love roosters. Picture of my mother.
And this would be the traditional living room. We have the light box here. I'll show you what I just put this in to take pictures of. This is my 25-year pin from Stampin' Up. See, I put a little light on, and that's where I take pictures. Lots more books. The kids area right there. Their books and art supplies, and a desk that was my mom's when she was young, so a very old desk. The handful of books we keep for the kids, and the trunk that holds all my quilts.
1814 from Norway or Sweden.
And then our YouTube studio. So this is really what our living room is. So there is space to come out here and sit to get away, but primarily it's another part of our craft. And yes, this is a new quilt, not a new quilt, but a different quilt. We're changing up the quilt on here, and that hasn't been put up yet. So neither of the windows been washed. You can see all the smudge from the grandkids and from life, you know. So it's all good. But anyway, that is our craft house. And I just wanted to tell one other quick story while we're at this. You know, we have a very lived-in house. but back when I first started Stampin' Up! Was back in 1996. And I took this on seriously right away. I earned the trip in my first full year. And we weren't in this house, but we were in another small house. And I did not have space. And we were homeschooling. And we had all these kids. And Stampin' Up! Ran this thing about show us pictures of your craft room, because they were doing an article on ideas how to organize your crafts. And I so wish I'd kept the picture. I sent mine in, not because I thought it'd be picked, but because my message was, use the space you've got. You know, we have this tiny house, and we put shelves across the kitchen window, and that's where all my stamps were stored. And then I had the little shelves that we tipped sideways in the other room. All my stuff fit in there, and it was all crammed into this little corner. We didn't have a family room. We didn't have an eat-in kitchen. We just had a small room, and then, you know, a small house. So anyway, I sent it in and just said that my point was, use what you've got. You don't need to have it all. I mean, it's nice. Someday when we move, I would actually love to start from scratch and have, you know, a lovely, beautiful room. But I am also just really happy with what I have now. And I certainly don't want to put effort into a lot of things right now when we don't know how long we'll be in a house. So anyway, my thoughts in life is just use what you've got, move forward, and you can always upgrade as you can along the way, but you don't need it all to start with. It's just like our crafting. You don't need it all. Sometimes I think we get so much stuff we don't know where to start. Use what you have fun, enjoy the creative journey, and we're just so glad to have you in our life. So anyway, this is a little taste of what our home is. Yeah, and it's cleaner than normal because, you know, I planned to do this and I announced it before we knew our grandkids were coming, but it was perfect timing because we clear the decks anyway when they come, so, you know, we can have all the toys out instead. So anyway, we're kind of in between, but anyway, we appreciate you, and that's just kind of, this is how we live our life. And just know, if you're ever passing through town, if you live here,
Come visit.
Now that we can start having company down the road, we'd love to have you come over and craft with us. And Tim will serve coffee and tea.
I will.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.